Well, The Last of Us. I'm afraid to say I fell out of love with it this week. The naysayers were right, to be fair, and it's gone a certain way, and I'm not sure now if I was just ignoring all of the warning signs that they were all there, but it has been pretty consistently good up to now. But for me, this was the weakest episode. And let's talk about it after the scroll. Bonjour. So it obviously set high standards for itself from the beginning. This show, and without going through rewinding through all of my old videos, my thoughts have been, I would say, 90% positive. My big beef was with Kathleen, to be fair, and I don't think the character worked. This week, it's Ellie's origin story. Now, in and of itself, that's not a bad idea, fleshing out their background. But what we had was the entire episode expecting us to invest in a character that we know is dead because she said last week that everyone she's loved has either left her or died. And it was my old mate Space Lizard that said, the way that they kill everyone off now, it was a shock in the first couple of episodes. And you know what? He was right. Because he said, what's going to happen now is everyone that comes along is just going to, every week, he's going to die. It's the trope that it was unexpected at first, and then it just becomes expected. Like every new character that comes along, and they do it very skillfully. They get you to invest in that character, that new character, and then they kill him off, and it's a shock. Well, now it isn't. I've got to admit, we're on episode 7, and it was a bit of a dreary episode. And do you know what? I knew straight away there'd have to be a lesbian kiss in it. I just kind of knew. Is it a cute? Was it done well? Yes, it was all done well. Why can't I have a heterosexual relationship investigated in this program? Why can't I have something? Because I'll tell you what, Ellie's mate, and it's just kind of, I don't know what it was that was so incendiary about it. Maybe I'm going over the top a little bit, but I'll tell you, for me, the fact that it could have been more subversive, making her friend a boy that she's met, and it's an illicit love. Just because she's getting these feelings, and I know it's all about the hormones raging at a certain time in a child's life and all the rest of it, right? And they're obviously in a girls only block, because we see that at the beginning with all their training, and she's getting grief because her best friend has run away, and that was 3 weeks ago, and she's having to fend for herself. And it's all kind of nicely done stuff, and all, like I say, all well constructed. But ultimately, I was thinking, well, unless... Oh no, I'll tell you what it was. I knew she was going to die at the end. That's what it was. It was either that, or she's run away and going to get reunited with her, which might have been a bit of... But like I say, it had to be another girl. It couldn't have been an Asian girl. It couldn't have been another white girl. And this is what I mean about where it's getting a bit tiresome now. And I am going to kind of go there. I am fed up now, I think, with the diversity and inclusion in an over-the-top manner. And I know I don't normally go there, but I am with this because, do you know what? It's got me a little bit fed up now, because nothing makes... It's got to the point now where, no, you've force-fed me one... This is one bite too much now. No. And I was gone. I was out from the beginning. When our mate trips through, and you could tell from the beginning, oh yeah, here we go. They're gonna have a kiss, and she's gonna fancy her. Something's gonna happen. It's got to. And that's really, really predictable. Why couldn't I have seen more of Joel and Tess's relationship before she died? It was still a powerful scene when she died, but it was only powerful because it was unexpected. They didn't flesh out Joel and Tess's relationship, did they? I wonder why. And this is what's wound me up. Yet I had to sit through an entire episode of Ellie's backstory, and it just didn't resonate at all. She's been gone for 3 weeks, but then takes her down the mole with all the electricity on. It's all connected by the either Fedra or the Fireflies. To be fair, I was kind of not paying the best attention to this episode because kind of I was out more or less straight away because I thought, and I was also thinking right at the beginning, surely to God they are not going to do an entire backstory episode with nothing to do with Joel's condition at all, and then come back at the end of this episode and then leave it on the cliffhanger again and nothing's happened. Well, what happened? She just happened to find a needle and thread in that empty house to sew up his wound. Oh, come on. Come on. I thought a lighter might have been better and put some on it and cauterise it. Might have been a bit more believable, but I don't know if the fuel in the lighter might have gone, or a box of matches might have been a bit more believable. But no, it was just a step too far for me, and sorry, I fell out of love with it. Obviously, it was a good bonding story. You know, like I say, they're doing it very, very professionally. All of it. But the agenda is right at it's all that stuff that I don't normally go there is all at the forefront now, and it's making me depressed a little bit. It's making me depressed because I don't see why this storyline with her mate when she was training at Fedra was more important than Joel and Tess. I don't understand that. I don't get it. And like I say, I wasn't bothered. Like I kind of didn't care. I really got invested in the Joel and Ellie relationship. I've said it before, and I'm loving it. And I'm loving how they've constructed the storylines all along the way, apart from Kathleen. But that was a little bit of trip and a stumble. It wasn't really a kind of hitting the buffers for me, but this episode was. Because nothing happened. And yeah, I kind of want to see how she got bit. And it was nicely done how they both got bit. And you're thinking, oh, well, you know, her mate's got it. You know, it's curtains for her mate, but we know that she survives. But the rest of it, I don't know, it's probably the worst filler. It's probably the worst filler of this series. And for me, and I don't mean this was 1 out of 10 episode. I just mean that where I may have been scoring this like 9s consistently, even with Kathleen in it, this is just a 6. Just dreary, and the whole shtick that I said was good last week, where they put Joel and Ellie into the nearest thing you can get to the society we live in now, and the juxtaposition between these two feral characters, particularly Ellie, that I really enjoyed, her feral character in normal society. I thought it was very well done. But they kind of put them in a shopping mall. 2 girls in a shopping mall this week, and I just didn't care. I've seen. Oh, I get it. They didn't have a childhood. I get it, but you showed me that last week in the way that Ellie couldn't react in an appropriate manner within the society that they've rebuilt. And you can see she's been on the road too long. I mean, there's nothing. I don't see whether there was any need for the kiss. Didn't find it offensive. That's not what spoiled the episode for me. But I am finding it dreary, considering we had a whole episode with Bill and Frank. Like, okay, that was fine. It was beautifully done episode, very nicely done. Love story between 2 guys, fine. Now, it's just dreary, very, very dreary. And it left me a bit cold this week. And I will leave it there rather than keep harping on and banging on. If we've only met a person and we're only introduced to this person and we've never heard of her before, and you expected us to fall in love with her for 40 minutes and then kill her, I don't know what the point of that is. I get the point of showing Ellie's origin. I like that aspect of it, finding out how she got the bite. But I just don't see how that was an entire episode. And I think that could have been a 10-15 minute flashback. I don't think it required an episode. I really don't. I think that required her on one of her and Joel's journeys, or maybe at his side while she's panicking and he says, "Talk to me," or something like that. And she could have just regaled him with a tale for 10 minutes about where she got the bite. Or someone in one of the previous episodes, like how did Tess or Joel right at the beginning, when they're really fearful and they first see the bite and they go, "Whoa." Give it to us then. Not an entire episode. Filler. With a capital F. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to bid everyone, let me know what everyone thinks in the comments. And by the way, YouTube is playing up with people's subscriptions and likes and dislikes. I'm getting millions of likes on videos where I'm only getting 100 viewers. And YouTube, for some reason, are taking down views. And I know that a few other channels that I subscribe to are saying the same thing. So I'm joining in with them. So please hit all the buttons you've got, the likes, the subscribes, the notifications and all that, because it really does help. And YouTube, it seems, isn't helping out any of us lower down people. I think it helps all the big boys, but the lower down ones, they keep us struggling. And on that note, I will bid everyone adios.